All right. Chapter 984 of One Piece. Let's get right into it. This was a really good one, and I'm excited to talk about it. So, first things first, cover page. So, looks like Pound has reunited with Lola and Chiffon, like I said last time. However, it appears now that he has informed them that he is their father. So, this is going to be very interesting. I can't wait for them to get reintegrated into the story so we can hear more about what this does. Personally, and a lot of people have had this issue. One of my favorite YouTubers said the same thing. And even though I'm happy for them, it kind of did take away the significance of his death. His death was this really like heroic, selfless thing where, he died protecting his kids and they would never even know who he was. And like I thought it'd be cool if like later on they found out somehow, and so that way they grieve afterwards, and like you have the whole sadness of like our father died for us, and all we did was treat him like shit. We didn't know who he was, yada yada. Like you would have felt like that impact, but like this does do a little bit to cheapen his death. So however you feel about that, like I'm not too mad. I'm just one of those people like Oda can do no like wrong for me. Like I have a couple issues here and there, but like this isn't something that's gonna like bother me. But like, do I think Pound's death had more significance if he stayed dead? Yes, but do I mind that he's alive? No. So anyway, moving on to this chapter, the rebirth of Kozuki Oden. Yo, I'm really really excited. So anyway, let me first start off with some thoughts. Page 1 and Ulti are a lot stronger than I anticipated. Well, let me explain that. First, I thought they were super strong. Then Luffy comes in, pretty much one-shots one, and then Yamato comes in, one-shots the other. I'm like, okay, so like as long as you're, super powerful, you can take them out. But it just seems like they were cold-cocked. They didn't see it coming, and so therefore, like, they were knocked out. It happens to Luffy all the time, so they seem to have recovered. They seem to ready to go again. So you know what? All right, I expect them to have some really good fights in the future, and also I think it's a setup for them to go all out from the get-go. Know that like they can't play with these guys, otherwise they'll get caught lacking. So I look forward to that a lot. Jinbei and Robin and the rest of the undercover crewmates of the Heart Pirates and everyone. Oh, it's so funny, them talking shit like, yeah, bring him down here so I can like cut him, blah blah blah. Like, Robin cracks me up. Like, people don't realize how funny Robin is. Like, because she's kind of like this like background character. She's not a real background character, but like all the other Straw Hats are super flamboyant and active, but like, she's hilarious in her own way. She's always had this form of dry humor that, like, if you don't really pay attention to or look for, or just don't like, you won't get. But like, she's always been like one of the funniest Straw Hats, and so like, just that little scene with her and Jinbei cracked me up. Also, a lot of you some of you might be saying this. I ship them. I love shipping people, and I ship Robin and Jinbei. My reason why is because there has been two circumstances in which like Robin has like given Jinbei like a compliment, and not like like a passing by compliment, just like the way I wish I knew the exact compliments, but like the way she compliments him just seems like there's a little bit more to it. And like I think she said something about him being more mature, and you have to remember like her, Jinbei, and I believe Frankie are like the oldest members of the crew. I believe they're all over 30. The rest of the crew is all under 30, with I think Chopper being the youngest. So like those two are like older members of the crew. So I think they're gonna have maturity on the same level. They're gonna have discussions on the same level. So like I see a little fishman human swerve going on. So that's interesting. And also plays into the role of One Piece, where it's all about uniting people and stuff like that. Moving on, Marco said that he saw a shadow and he's going to go investigate it. So, some people might say, oh, that's the approaching mom pirates. Makes sense. It's logical, it's reasonable, but I'm not a logical or reasonable person. I like conspiracies and theories. I think it's Moria. Now, some of you might be like, what does Moria have to do with anything that's going on right now? And then some of you are like, oh shit, yeah. So in case a lot of you didn't know, Moria and Kaido have beef. A long time ago, they fought each other. And actually, fun fact, Moria used to be on the level of Kaido. Like, they used to be on the same, like, they used to be equals. And then something happened, and long story short, Kaido murked the shit out of Moria's crew. And, Moria pretty much fell into a depression. He let himself go. Instead of, getting regular crewmates, he started to, develop zombies because, at least that way, if they're zombies, they're not alive. And so, it had a really heavy impact on him. And I just don't feel like Oda would have, let us know about the whole Kaido Moria thing if, it wasn't going to play some kind of role. And, right now, the way things stand, the chips are stacked against the Straw Hats. So any kind of assistance could be useful. And for Moria to join this fight, I think will be the key deciding factor. Like I said in my other videos, all the Straw Hat plans usually go awry. But I think that the deciding factor, the thing that puts them back over the edge, is going to be possibly the entrance of Moria. So, it's just a theory. It's just a theory, but we'll see. Izo, forgive my pronunciation, he's back, the cross-dressing man. And you have his sister, Kiku, who's the cross-dressing woman, which honestly, I always forget. Like, if Izo hadn't come back, I would have completely forgotten that, he identifies as a man and she identifies as a woman, and they're not. And, Kiku is a trap because I honestly, I forgot. So that's interesting. So, I've always wanted to see him fight. I've only seen, glimpses of him, and I think in the Marineford War. But, he's a powerful, was like a commander for Whitebeard. So, he's strong. So I can't wait to watch him participate in this fight. Next up, does anyone else think this is super cool? So Odin's son, Momo, can turn into a dragon like Kaido. And Kaido's daughter, Yamato, dresses and is inspired by Odin. So their children have the appearances of the enemy. I just thought that was that's just something I picked up on that I thought was really, really interesting. That the fact that Momo is a dragon like Kaido, and then Yamato lives and worships Odin, and so dresses and acts like him and goes by Odin. So doesn't go by Odin, but styles herself after Oda. So I thought that was really cool. So getting into my thoughts on Yamato, because honestly, that's what I want to dedicate a majority of this episode to. I am so excited. First of all, anytime we get a really, really powerful female character, that's something to look forward to. We don't often get a lot of them. When we do, they're great. Don't get me wrong. When we do, they're great. But, we often don't get a lot of them. And it's really, really good to get one, especially one that's raw power. Usually they're powerful in their own right, but Yamato seems actually powerful herself. Now I know I said I had the theory that she was a homie or something like that, but hey man, I was just spitballing. I had no clue. I had a theory that she might be Big Mom's daughter. That could still be true. I have no clue. We still have to figure out what this favor that Big Mom did for Kaido. We still don't know that. But as it stands right now, based upon appearances, she looks a lot like Black Maria. Anyone else think that she has the same curved horns? Looks a lot like Black Maria. And, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Black Maria's daughter because, one, throughout the series, you see the fact that, Black Maria is swooned, infatuated with Kaido. So there's that. Also, you see when they're sent to go get Yamato, she's this is going to be difficult. Now, at first, when she said that, everyone kind of assumed that he was strong or something like that, and that's why it was going to be difficult to bring him in. But maybe she meant it would be difficult for her to bring him in because that's her, her daughter or whatever, and didn't want to have to, forcibly handle her. And the third reason being that unlike the other Tobirako that went to go get her, she didn't. So maybe once again that's the reason. So I really would not be surprised. Also, I think that the reason that Yamato was needed was purely because I think Kaido and Big Mom are going to make a marriage announcement. Because, you know, in order to solidify alliances with Big Mom, you know, you have to marry her kids. Like, that's how it's been set. That's how everything is gone. Whenever you join an alliance with Big Mom, to cement it, you have to marry off one of your kids. And so, as far as we know, the only child Kaido has is Yamato. So, looks like Yamato is going to get married off. And if I had any theories, I'm going with Katakuri because I love that nigga. And that would be cool. But it could be anyone. But yeah. So, maybe they just thought, you know, this is the Fire Festival. What better time to announce a grand wedding during a grand festival? So, no, that's just me spitballing. Anyway, but here comes the real theory. I think she's the 11th Straw Hat. I have been waiting for so long for a concrete, this is going to be the 11th Straw Hat. Also, I want your thoughts and ideas on, do you think that Luffy is hard set on 11 members? Because, like, including himself? Because, like, come on, dude. Like, at this point, I know that other people might be affiliates or, like, you know, part of the fleet. But, like, I'm like, bro, I get it that you're Nakama close and, like, it's more about quality than quantity. But, like, come on, bro. Are you really going to stick to just 11? But if there is an 11th spot, I want it to be Yamato. So before we get into that, my original theory was this. Here was the list of people I thought. I thought Carrot. She's a mink. Most of the other pirates in the Yonko have had minks on their crew. It would reflect Roger, who also had minks. She's pretty good. We saw her during in her Sulong form during the moon. She's a viable asset. So it could be her. You know, and then here just some random crazy. I wanted Rebecca, but like honestly, Rebecca has things to do. She has to you know, be the princess of you know, Dressrosa now and stuff. So she had stuff to do, kind of like Vivi. So I totally get why that could happen. Also, to be honest, wasn't really that strong. I don't see how like her attacking could have like gotten her far in Luffy's crew. Some funny ones, not funny, but like I would love it if they joined, but if they didn't, like it's cool. Aokiji, Kuzan, like stranger things have happened. Anel, stranger things have happened. What's her name? Otama? I really thought, and I know this sounds crazy or stupid, but I thought Otama might join. Now, hear me out. Here's the reason, and it's just as simple as this. One, every crew needs a cabin boy or girl. And at first I thought it could be Momo, but then I was like, that's stupid. Momo has to, you know, become the new shogun of Wano. So he has things to do also, just like Vivi and Rebecca. So he couldn't join. And then I thought it might be Kinemon, but, you know, we already have a samurai and all that, so probably not him. But Otama was promised by Ace next time Ace came, he would take her with him. And Ace is now dead, and I honestly feel like Luffy's not the kind of person to let his brother's promise go unfulfilled. So I always, the longest time, thought it was Otama, just for sentimental value, but, you know, that didn't work out. So now we have the introduction of Yamato, and she is the new living embodiment, I guess, of Oden. Like, she's like basically like Oden Jesus, like resurrected as a female, and I fucking love it because one, she's huge. Apparently, she's like twice Luffy's height. She's powerful. She's able to hold her own against Luffy. Now, once again, Luffy obviously isn't trying. He's holding back. But the fact that she can still like deal with Gear 3 relatively well, makes her, in my opinion, already great ally, easily top 5 in the crew. Just being able to handle gear 3. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. She met Ace, so that more solidifies their bonds. She already has an attachment to Luffy via Ace. She might be inspired to join him via Ace. Also, just like Oden, who wanted to go out and venture off into the sea, she might want to go out and venture off into the sea. I'm telling y'all, I put money on this. Like the other ones, I would put, a little bit on. This one, I will put any amount of money on. 11th crewmate. Anyway, chapter 984, One Piece, I think was incredible. As I said, this is just the beginning. From here on out, it's just setup upon setup upon setup upon setup, and the grand finale will be here, and we will be in love. Anyway, please comment and let me know if you enjoyed this video. Please comment, let me know your theories, your thoughts about the chapter, anything I left out or missed. And yeah, have a great day and take care. Please subscribe, by the way.